Hello and welcome back to Pentiment. It is about midway through the morning on our first day, and we have discovered a lot of new things. Andreas, our character, has not. He probably knew most of the things, like his background, but we're starting to learn a little bit more about him and about the world, and about the people around us. And talking about that, we have some more of that to do. I'm going to go in here. We're going to start with our journal, which I briefly took a look at before the episode. I need to find a way to get an advance from the Abbey so that I can help the Gertners pay their taxes. I could speak with Brother Matthew about an early payment for my manuscript, and Father Gertnot might be receptive to a negotiation for the funds. I'll need to approach the subject carefully and make it worth his while. Okay, so we got a couple of different things here for the Gertners' taxes, and nothing new for this. This is basically just go on, do your job. Okay, what else have we got? We got new stuff about us. So this is just basically the new things that we chose at the end of last time. So our Imperial Law, Latinist, and Orator things, which we now have, which we will see how much those change. Does that... No, that arrow does not lead to a new page. Cool. What new people did we meet? Well, we met Brother Matthew of Neuchâtel, or heard about him. Swiss sacristan of Kiersau Abbey, responsible for maintaining the sacristy, the abbey's treasury, and for assisting Father Gertnot during the liturgy of hours, of course. Sister Matilda of Kempton, cellarer for the nuns of Kiersau Abbey, works often in the convent garden. Ottilia, widow Kemperin, farmer, widow of Radnig Kemperin, lost her home after the death of her husband. Now, there was somebody I wanted to find out about, and they're on this page. Okay. Oh, so that was the person I wanted to find out about. Alright. So she was the one who came out and started shouting at the Lord. So, lost her home after the death of her husband. So maybe her husband, died because of the Lord. So her husband was... Rannig. Do we know anything about Rannig? Not so far. Okay, cool. Let's go to this page. So we have Sister Zedna of Tabor, Bohemian nun, assistant to Sister Illuminata in the library. She has a markedly impious attitude towards life at Kiersau. Interesting. You would expect nuns to have a pious attitude. First page, Mother Cecilia of Osburg, prioress of Kiersau Abbey and responsible for all the abbey's nuns. Like all of Kiersau's prioresses, Cecilia was once the abbey's librarian. Okay, so like all of Kiersau's prioresses, Cecilia was once the abbey's librarian. Now we know that one of these people works in the... Was it Zedna? Yes. So Zedna currently is assistant to Sister Illuminata in the library. So we'd assume that this sister is probably next in line to take over Cecilia's job, right? As like all of them, she was one, or to become a prioress, basically. Because like all of them, she was once the librarian. That would make sense. And then you would then be thinking, okay, well, Zedna's probably the one that they're like training up to be the next librarian to then take that next position and so on and so forth. That's at least the way I'm reading this. And then we have Father Gertnot of Munich, abbot of Kiersau Abbey. Father Gertnot replaced the former highly beloved abbot, Father Matthias. Gertnot is known in the abbey as a disciplinarian and in the town as a harsh landlord. He is struggling to fund the abbey as the scriptorium no longer generates much money. Okay, that explains why taxes have gone up. Fair enough. Glossary. What more things have we learned? We learned about Worms. Prosperous imperial free city in the western part of the empire. Located on the Rhine River, Worms has been the site of many imperial diets. Cool. We also learned about a scriptorium, a room for writing, illustrating, and illuminating manuscripts. Though typically associated with monasteries, they have disappeared from almost all abbeys by the 16th century. And then we have Thomas Aquinas, an immensely influential philosopher, theologian, and jurist in the tradition of scholasticism. Cool. I will say, it's expanding my vocabulary one entry at a time. Aristotle, Greek philosopher and student of Plato, renowned as a polymath, he wrote on a wide variety of subjects. His work is extensively cited by current scholars, and even more work is attributed to him than he could have ever have written. Fair enough. Benedictine. Founded in the 6th century, the Benedictines are a Christian monastic order that observes vows of obedience, poverty, chastity, and stability under the rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia. The Book of Hours, a type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Cicero, statesman, scholar, lawyer, and renowned orator of the late Roman Republic. He is revered both for his contributions to Latin literature and his skill at rhetoric. What have we got in here? Diet. An imperial diet is an assembly of the 3 colleges of the imperial estates of the Holy Roman Empire. The prince-electors, the princes and dukes, and the representatives of the imperial cities, they meet to deliberate on matters of importance to the empire. Erasmus. Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch priest and philosopher who is preeminent among northern humanists. He is known for his works in Latin and Greek, as well as his calls for reform within the church. Father Matthias. Abbot of Kiersau before Father Gurtnot, widely respected by the monks and nuns as well as the people of Tassing, known for his kindness and his love of books. Ficino. Marcello Ficino was a 15th century Italian priest and humanist who was one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. He is well known for his translations of the works of Plato into Latin. Historia Tassae, an account of the early history of Tassing. Kiersau's previous abbot, Father Matthias, had a copy. Baron Rothvogel brought another to the abbey as a gift. Okay. So we are learning a lot about Father Matthias, so I'm assuming he's going to become very important soon, but not yet. Innsbruck, capital of the Austrian county of Tyrol, and major stop on the imperial road connecting Italy and Bavaria. It is the closest major city to Kiersau Abbey and Tassing. Notably, it was also the site of the witch trials in 1485. Rome. Though outshone by its northern neighbour Florence, Rome is still the seat of power for the Catholic Church and an impressive centre for the arts. And with that, I believe we have gone through all the required reading for this episode. So, where are we going now? We could always just leave if we wanted to at this point. Let's go and have a look around. I'm going to go into the shrine. Hello, everybody. Gertrude? God bless you, Master Maler. How goes your work in the scriptorium? Very well, thank you. Oh, then I guess you wouldn't be interested in the saffron Agnes Steinurian received yesterday. What? Saffron, really? Where'd you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans. Maybe you could convince Prior Ferenic to get some for your yellows. Good to know. How's Mossfanger? Oh, she's around here somewhere, hopefully getting to the baby rabbits before Sister Matilda does. Until later, Sister Gertrude. Bless you, Andreas. Maybe I'll see you by the shrine of Saint Satia one of these days. Ah, so we're getting the gossip from the nuns. And back to the required reading. So, Agnes Steinuren, midwife of Tassing, widow of Lucky. She has one daughter, Brigitta Buren, wife of Martin. Gertrude, Sister Gertrude of Hoff, herbalist of Kiersau Abbey. She is known for her friendly personality and her cat, Mossfanger. And then Margaret. Sister Margaret of Krimmel, assistant herbalist of Kiersau Abbey, works with Sister Gertrude, mostly blind from a failed cataract surgery. And that... Oh, we have one more. We have Sister Lischbet, Dutch oblate, assistant to Mother Cecilia. Alright, and has that given us a new journal? thing here? No. So we just have that next time we speak to whoever it was. Hello. God bless you, Master Maler. A reliquary containing the hand of Saint Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. Now, I was wondering, can I do this? Ah. See, I was trying to figure out what the purpose of this menu was. And I was thinking, hey, maybe it's so you can see all of these from outside. Not at all. Oh well, we got some more. Let's have a look. Glossary. Holy Lance. Also called the Spear of Destiny, or the Lance of Longinus. It is a lance that pierced Jesus' side on the cross. Many legends surround the lance, and several places claim to possess it. Okay. Hello there, Margaret. God bless you, Brother Piero. No, wait, it's Master Maler. I thought you couldn't see, Sister Margaret. During the day, I can see some colours. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller, and you have another smell to you, like fish or burned almonds. You know what? We have to do this. But I'm also much more handsome. Well, I wouldn't know. God has saved me from the temptations of beautiful men. You'll just have to trust me then. Not a chance. Have a good day, Sister Margaret. God bless you, Master Maler. Brother Matthew maintains the shrine along with the sisters who paint badges for pilgrims. Okay. No new people. Nothing along here. I think it's time to leave the shrine. Let's go see the nuns. I'm sure we're not allowed to, but let's go see the nuns. Ah, feverfew. It always smells so fresh. That and its juices are especially good for hangovers. Ooh, good to know. What's over here? This door must lead into the rest of the convent. Not for me. Alright. Prioress's house. Of course. We'll go enter in. Look around first. Nothing in here for us. Hello there, Cecilia. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. That's a good point. What concern of it is yours? You said much in saying nothing. And now I will say even less. Good day, Andreas. Okay, so she doesn't want to tell us, but there's definitely something else going on. Convent Loquarium? Sure, why not? A painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favourite. The doors to the convent are locked to outsiders, men at least. Is the fact it tells us that, now it could just be giving us knowledge, but it could also be like, later if we need to get in there, we need to not look like a man. Something like that would probably be something we should keep an eye out for. Hildegard. Saint Hildegard of Bingen was a Benedictine abbess, visionary, mystic, and prolific writer of a variety of subjects from theology to musical composition to medicine. Cool. And that's it. Right. And out we go. And now we got the flowers. Tassing is lucky to have so much woundwort naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily, some consider it a weed. The sisters certainly keep their garden well tended. Obviously, I'm going to pet Mausfanger. Very good, very good. Right. Ooh. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs here. Okay, nowhere else for us to go. Let's start speaking to people. Matilda. God bless you, Master Maler. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Ah, forgive me. Sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Maler. Okay. Sophie? God bless you, Master Maler. How are things going in the nun's kitchen? I mean no offense, Master Maler, but I cannot speak with men. Ah, my apologies. God bless you. And you as well, sister. Okay, so we were basically told what I suspected we were going to be told. There's not really anything for us here. But there was another entry. No, there wasn't. Okay. Well, time to leave. Now, I believe our work is in the church, right? Which one do we need to go to? Also, it's still the same time. Which one of these do we need to go to? We need to go to... Doesn't say. I'm going to go to the cloister. Sure, we'll take a stab in the dark. I suppose we do have a map, right? Yes, we do have a map. Whether I can read the map or not is a whole nother matter. So we were here. So we've come in this way, maybe? Round here? The scriptorium's where we're aiming for. Oh no, we were here, right? Yeah. So that was the church. So, right, we're fine. So the infirmary is there. So if the infirmary is there, we're in here. So we're right at this point. Okay, cool. Let's go in the infirmary. Let's see what's going on. Hello, everybody. Saint Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. Cool. Hello, Florian. God bless you, Andreas. Brother Florian, how are you? The brothers and sisters are well, so I am well, thank God. Andreas, have you spoken to Klaus Droker lately? Yes, quite recently. Why? I believe he may be receiving a medical text from, Boulogne soon, and I'm quite interested in it. I think that's how you say that, I'm not sure. Anyway. Sai leggere l'italiano? Can you read Italian? Ah, no. Little Italian, and my Latin is not as good as I would like. I was hoping Brother Piero could help me with it, if he has the time. I'm sure he will make time. He is a patient teacher. Ah, that he is. I will see you later, Andreas. Until then. Okay, so he's expecting a book from Klaus. Most of the medicines were made by Agnes Stein-Neuren with help from Sister Gertrude. Okay, and then where does this lead? I'm sure it said there was something here. There isn't. Okay, cool. We got a few new things, so let's have a look in our book. So, people. Oh, also that means that Klaus was not speaking in Italian earlier when we spoke to him. It just redid his letters. Somebody suggested it was because he was the printing press man, so it did his letters as if they were a printing press, which makes sense. Brother Florian of Poznan, formerly a mercenary in Poland, Brother Florian is the abbot's infirmarian. Despite his violent background, he is known for his kindness and calm demeanor. Cool. Okay. So we can leave here now. Chapter house, sure. Ah, we get an interesting painting on the wall. A Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. It is, at the very least, intriguing. And it's the same thing on that side. And what have we got? Large garden. So large garden is here. Yeah, I want to go this way. That takes us back in to many different places. Let's go have a look at the garden. We have the abbot's house. Well, of course we'll go in. Hello, dog. You gotta pet the dog first. Very good. Very good. Hello. Pharenic. So this is the person who I need details from. Not details. I need him to pay money, right? No. It's Gertnot I need money from. Oh, we have no more in our glossary? Ah, the Dance of Death. An artistic allegory on the constancy of death. Illustrations often feature people from every station of society to communicate that death inevitably claims everyone, from the peasant to the emperor. And then, one of the largest cities in Italy. Bologna? Bologna? I think that might be it. That actually sounds a lot better. Has been a centre of the arts for centuries. It houses a well-known university which was home to both Dante and Petrarch. Petrarch? Sure. Let's go with that. Alright. Hello. God bless you, Andreas. Well, good. Didn't need to speak with you. Ah, yes, you. I need money. Andreas. God bless you, Father Gertnot. I wanted to speak with you on behalf of the Gertners. The Gertners. What about them? How are we gonna say... What are we gonna say? So, we could say that Clara asked us to talk to him about it. We can say that I want them to waive the late payment on the Gertner's taxes, or they're struggling to cope with the increase in taxes. I'd like to negotiate a better rate. Okay. This is an interesting one, because I think I want to go with number 1. My logic is, number 2, it might seem that Clara is trying to use our position to influence the church, and that might rub Father Gertnot the wrong way. 3 is kind of missing a little bit of context as to why. 1 kind of sums up everything. It's saying they're struggling to cope, and then I'd like to negotiate a better rate on their behalf. You know, it's kind of a... It's appealing to his moral side and then saying we have taken the initiative to do this for them. I think that might work. You're an artist, Andreas, not a banker. The financial agreements between the Abbey and the Gertners are none of your business. Well, not in the long run, Father, but I hate to see them struggling. Can't we discuss something? Or they are, now that they've asked for me... they've asked me for my rent early in order to pay the Abbey. You know what, let's go with number 2. He said it's none of our business. Let's counter that. Indeed. A shame that they're bringing you into their own troubles. I cannot change the tax owed, Andreas. The Abbey relies on such income to sustain itself. If there is nothing else to discuss, then I must return to my duties. God bless you, Andreas. That was very much a no. Can we talk? No, that was a... I am not giving you anything. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to try and get Matthew to pay us some money. Lower Abbey is locked. Interesting. Well, I'm going to leave. Good to know that that had no chance of working. Or, like, that didn't work. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eating will be picked. Nothing over there. We got here. Wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. What a question. So the animal pens are along here. Yeah, so let's go have a look at the animal pens. Okay, can we go down there? We can. Ooh. Pilgrim badges of St. Moritz. Andres makes these. Who's Andres? I really wanted to know who Andres was. Oh, it just shows you the picture, of course. Okay. Interesting that it opened up something like that. Okay. Well, we'll leave. Let's go down here. Hello. Volkbert. Good day, Andreas. Hello, animals. We are not allowed in the abattoir. Okay. Did we get any new lore? Yes, we got some people. Brother Volkbert of Mittenwald, novice of Kiersau, given odd jobs around the abbey, known for his innocence and naivete. And nothing else. Right, up here, so we can go to the cemetery or the large garden. So if we go to the cemetery, we can then maybe go back along towards the kitchen and the refectory. Sure, let's do that. A monument to the founder of the abbey is fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Okay. Any funny tombstones? It's kind of a trope. Nope. Okay, we have one of these. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It'll be months before they bear fruit. Okay. Just giving us some context as to what time of year it is. Let's head in this way. Then we should be able to... Hello there. Head to the kitchen and cellar. That gets us to the refectory. Ah, Lucas. Hello, Andreas. How goes it in the kitchen? Is brother Voslav working you hard? Not too bad, brother. Not too bad. Brother Wolfslav is nice to me. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who make things hard. How so? I shouldn't complain. It's just like... They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking yet. I'm sure Brother Voslav will teach you well in time. Brother Adok complains about his food too, but he complains to Brother Voslav. What does Brother Adok know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. I don't even know where that is. It's a land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Sounds miserable. That's always what he complains about, the fish. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas. You're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Until later. Cool. The cellar? Well, that seems like an interesting place to go. Been to the garden, so, I guess we should just have a little look in the cellar. Hello? Voslav? Morning, Andreas. How's living with the Gertners? Good, we get along well enough. Well, Peter can be a thorny one, but maybe he's nicer to the townsfolk than he is to us from the Abbey. He does have a sore spot for the Abbey. Father Gertnot does lean hard on them, the peasants I mean. Peter is like the creaking leg of a stool that can no longer bear the weight placed on it. Do you sympathize with him? I'm not trying to start trouble, Andreas. I'm just saying I understand. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tassing tomorrow. Until then. Okay. So we got a little bit there. So the Abbey know that they're potentially pushing too hard, or at least some people in the Abbey do. But again, it sounds like the Abbey has money problems, so it's all kind of trickling down. So the refectory. Let's head there. A refectory. Ooh, is that a thing over here, or is that just a way forward? Just a way forward. Okay. What have we got? When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. And that takes us to the garden, which we don't need to go to. We've been to the garden. We've done the garden. So, let's head this way. Check our map. Okay, I am going to speak to him. I'm just going to check that we've explored everything up to that point. Yes. Okay. Well, hello there, Sepat. God give you health, Master Maler. Brother Sepat, I am surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rodolph's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Maler, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you're ever in Rome, I may still be around. I've only made it as far south as Florence, but I'd like to see Rome. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I'd be more comfortable if you were there as well. I can certainly make time. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you help. Or health. I don't know if we have time. I just didn't want to say no. Right, let's head in here. We seem to be accepting meals with lots of people. So I have no idea what we're going to have time for. But anyway. Alright, this is a cool garden. Where else have we got? So we could probably head into the dormitory, or we want to head towards the church. Let's head into the dormitory, into the church, and then back along. Yeah, let's try that. So, in here, the dormitory. And nobody's here because they're all working, as they should be. Alright, into the church. Ah, Brother Matthew. Now, he's the person that we need to convince to give us some extra money, right? Yes. Hello. God bless you, Andreas. How's the sacristy today, Matthew? The same as yesterday. Does my vocation seem silly to you, Master Maler? No, I was just being friendly. Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you. One more thing, I have a favor to ask you. Yes, Andreas? I was hoping that you could give me my pay for the latest manuscript early. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gernot. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. This abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Kiersau, but for Tassing as well. Okay, we're going to use our talking power. The matter is pressing, Brother Matthew. For the love of another Christian, I beg you to make an exception. Very well. Do not ask this of me again, Andreas Maler. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Gernot and Prior Ferenik. Thank you, Brother Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. Well, we got our money. Alright, now I've got my payment. I can give Clara the rent early. Hey, yeah. Wonderful. I'll give it to her directly to make sure she receives it. Yeah, I don't think I'm just going to leave it on the table. That doesn't sound like that's a good way to handle money. Like, I'll just leave it on the table. Maybe she'll pick it up. Alright, but we have at least got that part of that done. People. So, Gret Albanian, wife of Ulrich and mother of Anna, Gret assists her husband in a town bakery. Adolf of St. Ives, elder scribe of Kiersau Scriptorium, known for his beautiful handwriting and love of anagrams and fish. Brother Lucas of Fugen, Kitchener for the monks of Kiersau Abbey, works with Brother Wojslav. I think I've said his name about 10 different ways in this episode so far. Then we have Sebhat. Oh, we also have Matthew, although I think we've already seen Matthew. Sebhat, Brother Sebhat of Sadai, priest from the Ethiopian Church in Rome, visiting Kiersau to repay a gift given at the Council of Constance. Ulrich Alban, town baker, husband to Gret and father to Anna, known for his piety. Wojslav, Bohemian cellarer for the monks of Kiersau, generally well regarded by his brothers, supervises Volkbert and Lucas. Glossary. The Council of Constance. Meeting of bishops that took place between 1414 and 1418 in the Diocese of Constance to end the papal schism. It was also notable for the condemnation and capture of the Bohemian theologian Jan Hus. So, it's the papal schism, I'm assuming, is the split of the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church. I'm assuming it's that schism. But maybe it's the schism between the Protestants and Catholics. There's a lot of schisms. Or was that a schism where there was another... There was also, I think, another schism where there was another pope. It could be that one too. There were a lot of schisms. I don't know which schism it was, but I think it was the first one. It could, of course, be the other one. I have no idea. Ruddigger. God bless you, Andreas. Has your voice recovered from Easter Mass, Ruddigger? Oh yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. Ooh. He does actually sing. I did turn down the music slightly because I was told that it was a little loud at the start. I'm assuming it's not going to be too loud going on, but I had it deliberately higher than other things, so, you know. Let me know how it is, although there isn't really very much music going on. What an exciting room. Okay, cool. I mean, not every room is going to be exciting, so we still need to explore this little bit of it, and then we can head in there. Okay. So let's go have a look. Good singing. Crypt, of course. The foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. Okay. The two markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Kiersau's power in the 14th century. These days have long since passed. Ooh. It's a lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. That was it. The key moves. Now what? Now we can access the library from a different path? Sure. Huh, a secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Can I go up it? No. Okay, so that's only like if I need to get into the library and I'm not meant to get into the library. I can take that path. Interesting. Okay. So that's in there. Tower? Oh, I have to. I can't? Oh. Okay, well, time to leave. So what else have we got going on in here? So pretty much nothing, and then we can get to the Old Bailey. I haven't been to Gertnot's house. That's Guest's house, not Gertnot's house. I haven't been there, but I assume that that's just where our friend went. The Old Bailey? Sure, let's head into the Old Bailey. So that's the scriptorium, where we're meant to have gone. Cemetery. Scriptorium. The Prior's house, of course. Ooh, what's this? What is this? A Vovelve? I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. 24 holes, enough to cover all the letters in the Greek and Latin alphabets. Ah, a quarter turn of the upper disc aligns it a different element symbol at the top of the lower disc. That reveals a different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for, a cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. We found a cipher. Well, I would assume this note that I cannot access. But I would assume that that's what that is. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Well, I think it's finally, after all this time for us to go to work. Scriptorium. Hello, everybody. Oh, it was a long commute today. Hello, Piero. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. Means a storm is coming. Big Jorg Gertner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Brother Adok has been here long enough that we can almost smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered their aged prophet, Elisha, outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adok? I am comparing you to an impudent youth, whom the Lord in his ineffable wisdom may choose to strike down. I think we just let them go at each other. Oh, well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means that Prior Ferenik is not overseeing us today. He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived and he hurried out like a little mouse. Ferenik is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles like Rothvogel, it's pathetic. You feign kindness to Father Abbots and our prior, only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no. Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. I just realized he'll want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that is why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. What's the problem? The Baron is just one client, he has to wait like anyone else. Andreas! Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Kiersau is already out of favor. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenik isn't here, then I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Indermau manuscript. The what? A prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy and Austria. Okay. What do you want, Andreas? Ah, okay, so that's the library, and we're not allowed access, but now we have the secret passage, we could get access. Okay. A book. The Indermau manuscript, the Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? Of course we have to do this. No, because I was dreaming about you. Liar. Could I just get the book? Ugh. That's all the way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really? My feet hurt and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Sister Illuminata? Andreas needs help finding a book and I don't know where it is. Andreas? Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Indermau manuscript, the Book of Hours. Yes, I overheard. Here, please return it promptly. Oh, okay. Good to know. Hello, Piero.
Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming?
Of course, your opinion is always welcome. I would say that it's like, if you colored these bits in, it would probably look a little bit better.
Yes, the composition is lovely. There's a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colours is also quite nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene.
It doesn't feel right. I don't know why.
It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work.
But it has nothing of our own in it. I don't think this is a hedonist thing for us to say. I think we're going to say, what do you mean? It's all my work.
My son, you're copying the illustration from the Mal manuscript almost exactly.
So what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it?
Aesthetically, yes. It's wonderful. I feel that you have not given much thought to what it represents.
It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter.
Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gernot.
What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted.
But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth.
It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth.
Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time.
Does that make you sad?
I admit I am still fond of the old styles of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth I knew it could not last. The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in doing so be brought to truth.
Don't you think there's a danger in anyone being able to write? Anyone being able to read anything?
There is danger, of course, but printers are already here. We cannot roll back the wheel of time. It's left to you and the generations who follow to be good and responsible stewards for those yet to come. The rest is in God's hands.
Ooh, and now we know when time moves on. Okay, so we spent about half a morning on this. And off they go.
Where is the time gone? It is already terse.
Monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m. One of the little hours of prayer. Terce precedes Mass and the chapter meeting.
Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honouring the rule.
The Rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia is the book of instructions for monks living under the guidance of the abbot. Written in the 6th century, the rule provides the principles for living a monastic life.
Until later, Andreas.
Until later. Because we're not a monk, we don't have to leave and go and do that. Okay. We could if we wanted to, but we don't have to. I assume. Ooh. We spilled something. What's he doing? Looking all shifty. Oh, he's using his cipher. Writing secret messages, are you?
Oh. Interesting. What's going on in here? I'll speak to you first. Andreas, what was that noise? I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint on the floor. But then, Prior Verenic came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut. Prior Verenic should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. He seemed to be in a great hurry. I think he is on edge since Baron Rothvogel arrived early. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the greatest Irish scribes? One who wrote the masterpiece that even now grace libraries in Cologne, Fulda and Mainz? No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Verenic so, nervous? Lorenz, I didn't know you were familiar enough of the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Of course, I'll help in any way I can. Thank you. It's for the good of the abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for. Find them and return them to me. First book are the 2 volumes of the Aeneid. A poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his desire to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favourites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. Okay. Well, I'll pick them up then. There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favourite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover, Dido. Obviously, we're going to say Italum non sponte sequar. I do not go to Italy willingly. I did not make you for a scholar of Roman poetry, Andreas. The words sit easily in my memory. I'm not sure why. Probably out of love rather than duty. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. You're right, of course. I appreciate that you so understand how limited our roles and choices truly are. Oh, okay. Even in stories where maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men or wizard crones, Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that. From the empress to a nun, it is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the A in it. It's fine poetry for men. Now the books, if you please. Absolutely not. I'm keeping them. They're mine now. I want to leave here as well. I can't leave. I have to give her the book. Okay. Thank you. Next, Wretched Gurian. This is a printed copy. Green cover, diamond pattern. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adok was reading it. Can I do anything else now? No, I think I'm committed to this line of questioning. So, a tale about knights? The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Ameria Rusco of Lucano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forget the best part. In the end, Gurian learns that he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. What's the harm? Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men. And women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. What's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. And isn't this world you should be concerned? It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? In truth, it's unlikely you'd be considered liable under Bavarian law. Oh, are you a legal scholar now as well as an artist? I apologize, it just came to me. You know what? I think we make the funny quip and then we back out. It's alright, but for me this is not a legal issue but a matter of principle. The book, please. There's a lot of she will remember this here, which is worrying me. There's only one book left, then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. Oh, I remember that. I believe Brother Guy was reading it. We got it. Now I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. Very good, bring it here. What is this anyway? Maybe I should have learned French at some point. If I'd learned French, I could have read what the book was and learned more about Brother Guy. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas Maler. One the previous abbot tolerated in spite of a papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. The author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It is my place to question the judgment of one bishop, much less 3. Before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? I love this.
whatever we're doing here.
200 years ago. What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed.
I can sympathize with him.
That's fine, but Brother Matthias is gone. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision. When Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed.
Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here.
I do, and so do Mother Cecilia and Father Gernot.
Ooh, do we play along? I think we play along. I think we want her on our side.
Good, it's for the best, thank you.
It's not like we can even read it. We don't speak French. Here you go. One French book.
Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly though, I need to finish up here soon.
He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tassay. He said it had some scandalous details in it. Let's do that one immediately. He mentioned that Father Matthias had a copy and was looking for another to verify its contents. Do you know anything about the book?
I have heard of it, but I have never read it and know little about its contents. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land.
What about that could have upset Father Matthias so much?
I can't claim any deep insights into the former abbot's mind. I understood him to be a virtuous and charitable man, sometimes to a fault. It's not always best when an abbot considers himself a friend to his brothers instead of their shepherd.
Could something in the book have led Father Matthias to a crisis of virtue?
Virtue is only found in crisis. Without it, virtues are little more than ideals. So perhaps there is merit in that idea. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas.
Do we let her know that we know the secret entrance, or do we just smile devilishly? I think we leave this information to ourselves.
What are you smiling about?
I am filled with the joy of books.
You are a strange man. Good day, Andreas. God be with you.
With that, we move into the eating portion of the day. As the bell for sixth, the brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. Dinner with Otto and Andreas. Well, I would go to dinner, but it is time for us to end the episode. Thank you very much for watching. We're getting little hints of the overall story. You can kind of see where some things are going in. Brother Matthias died kind of suddenly. He was potentially looking at things that might have swayed his faith. This seems like there's little clues here and there. People hate the Baron for some reason, who arrived here and left shortly before the previous abbot, or the previous abbot died. There's all sorts of little threads starting to form, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.